Good afternoon. It's Monday, December the 3rd, and this is our final video check-in. There's no discussion board to give you a response to, but I did want to review the essay questions on Twiz 2 and just make you a reminder about Twiz 3, the final exam. For Twiz 2, you can go into submit assignments now and you can review it. You can look at what your answers are, you can match those up with the correct answers, and you can look at any feedback I might have given you. The short significant quotes, they have suggested answers, but the 3 essay questions don't. So I just want to give you real quick what I was looking for so that you can understand if you didn't get full credit for those, why maybe you didn't get full credit. For Washington Irving versus Ben Franklin, I wanted you to be able to contrast there. There are more differences than there are similarities. You should have talked about Franklin's obsession with industry and hard work and how that's in contrast to Rip Van Winkle's. You were supposed to look at the character Rip Van Winkle to ascertain what Washington Irving might have thought about the American dream. And his idea about hard work is different. There's not so much that ambitious, want to get ahead kind of attitude, and any work that did happen was sort of just to help other people, and it was a real laid back kind of attitude. And that's in stark contrast to Ben Franklin's very regimented routine and his passion for hard work. Also, Franklin had a relationship with his wife where they were almost equals. She helped him run his library, and she was a sort of an equal participant, whereas in Washington Irving's vision, the woman is portrayed less favorably, more as the stereotypical nag. And so there was a contrast there. And then politically, Washington Irving wasn't so concerned with politics, but there was a contrast between Rip Van Winkle before the revolution and after the revolution, but he doesn't really change and he doesn't really care. And his junta, is a bunch of guys just hanging out, gossiping, smoking pipe and drinking and just kind of gossiping about people, whereas Ben Franklin actually was part of, created small political groups who were very concerned with the direction that the country was heading and very involved with that. So that was that. That's what I was looking for in that question. You needed to address those 3 areas of hard work, women, politics, and if you didn't, then you probably didn't get full credit. For the yellow violet, you should have focused on, there was an emphasis on nature, which the romantic poets, of course, are going to focus on nature, and on emotion and imagination. And the lesson that can be learned there is, sort of not to overlook small beauties, not to overlook the people who were there with you from the beginning. When good things happen, don't let those overshadow humble beginnings, that kind of thing. So that was the lesson learned. So I needed you to focus on imagination or emotion, nature, and that lesson learned. And that's a lesson on morality. And then the third one, Douglas, was a particularly, some people really missed the mark on the Douglas essay question. He was writing for an audience of white educated people. He wasn't writing for slaves. Most slaves couldn't read, and ex-slaves couldn't read. And they would have been confused by his oratorical style, by his eloquence, by the use of the argumentative mode, of speaking. That autobiography was written almost more like a political treatise or an argumentative essay, where he was sort of making his point about how slavery was a damaging and destructive and a horrible institution that needed to be abolished, and he kind of used elements of his life to support that. So, he was writing for that audience in a mode that educated white men basically would understand the best, and those, those were the kinds of things I was looking for there. So I hope that gives you a little insight on those essay questions. If you have any more personal questions related like to your particular answers, just please email me. Okay, so that's done. Your grade is what it is, except for I haven't graded Project 2 yet. Those just came in last night. I'll be working on those this week. And for your final, don't forget that in the Twizzes folder, the final exam review is available, and the essay questions are there. And I can't emphasize enough how smart I think it would be to compose those ahead of time and save them and get them done while you have time to think, leaf through your book, look at different links I might have provided, and write a good, 8 to 10 sentence essay type response that's developed and that takes from the text, either quotes it or uses specifics from the text to support it. So those 3 questions are already there for you, and if you get them done ahead of time, then all you have to do is copy and paste. Now, yes, it's true you shouldn't have multiple windows open when you are doing a Twiz, but if you have a Word document open and Blackboard open, you should be just fine to just copy and paste from a Word document into the text box for those essay questions. So I wish you well. Congratulations, you're almost there. The essay, or excuse me, the Twiz 3 opens on Wednesday of this week, and it will be open for a week. And I'll try to get those graded as they come in, and it'll be first come, first serve. Whoever, I can go in the grade center and know who came in first, and I can put them in that order and grade them in that order, and I will do that. Last thing I want to remind you, end of course evaluation. There's a link now that's available. When you open up your Blackboard landing page, you should see a link that says English 24102V, American Lit Part 2, end of course evaluation. Please click on that and do that. I value your feedback, and any advice you can give me for making the course better or things that you think work well that I should continue, I appreciate your feedback, and I'll use that to improve what I do. So it's been a pleasure, a true honor working with all of you, and I wish you all the best, and I look forward to reading this final exam and this final project of yours. Have a great week.